Hello, my friends. Thank you for tuning in today. I want to take you through a story that perfectly shows just how deep the hypocrisy of the left runs and why so many Americans have lost trust in the so-called mainstream media. You see, it's truly fascinating how quickly Democrats and their media allies will change their tune when it serves their agenda. Take John Bolton, for example. For years, they absolutely despised the man, treated him as a warmonger, mocked his policies, and cast him aside as a villain of the Bush era. But the moment he turned his criticism toward Donald Trump, suddenly he was reborn in their eyes as a noble truth-teller, a man of integrity, a voice to be defended at all costs. And now, as new information surfaces that suggests Bolton mishandled classified material, those same Democrats who rushed to praise him are caught in an embarrassing bind. They wanted to believe it was just political retribution, another one of their favorite talking points. But the truth is much harder to deny. Congressman Jim Jordan put it plainly. This isn't about retribution, it's about accountability. And accountability is exactly what the American people demanded when they elected Donald Trump to the White House. A man who promised to drain the swamp and expose the corruption that had been festering in Washington for decades. What's even more telling is how this pattern keeps repeating. We've seen it with James Comey, who leaked classified information to undermine the president. We've seen it with Adam Schiff, who pushed lie after lie while secretly leaking information himself. We've seen it with John Brennan and James Clapper, who played games with intelligence reports before Trump even took office, trying to rewrite assessments to fit their narrative. And now, Bolton's name gets added to that same roster of so-called public servants, who were more concerned with sabotaging Trump than with serving the country. This is the deep state in action. Powerful insiders protecting their own interests, rewriting rules when it suits them, and relying on the media to spin the story in their favor. But here's the problem for them. Facts have a way of surfacing. Whistleblowers are stepping forward. Investigations are exposing what really happened. And the people who once held the highest offices in our intelligence community are now being held to the same standard that ordinary Americans face if they mishandle sensitive information. That's not retribution. That's justice. And for Democrats who spent years preaching about accountability, transparency, and protecting democracy, their sudden silence when the wrongdoing comes from their own side is deafening. Think about it. When Trump's home at Mar-a-Lago was raided, the press turned it into a circus, complete with cameras and breathless commentary. Yet, when it's their allies under the microscope, suddenly it's all whispers, downplayed stories, and excuses. This is why millions of Americans no longer trust the media. It's why they voted for Trump again in 2024 and made him president in 2025, because they wanted someone willing to confront these double standards head on. Trump was never the establishment's choice, and that's exactly why he was our choice. He represents the people, not the insiders. So, as we watch these developments unfold, remember this isn't just about one man like Bolton. It's about a system that tried to undermine the will of the people, a system that thought it could bury the truth. But the truth is coming out piece by piece. And it's proving that President Trump was right all along about the swamp that needed to be drained. Thank you all for sticking with me through this breakdown. I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think this says about the Democrats, the media, and the deep state? Drop your comments below, share this video with your friends, and let's keep the conversation going. Your voice matters, and together we'll make sure the truth is heard.